Take it to the streets. 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 Take it to the streets.
We are now live, ladies and gentlemen. Take it to the streets live show. Rack 'em up, stack 'em up. Get ready for another great episode, ladies and gentlemen. And there's a lot of things we need to talk about today about Grubhub and the Premier Challenge and a lot of things that we have discovered. Just before we do, ladies and gentlemen, all right. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, my brother from the other mother? How you feeling this afternoon?
Feeling pretty good, How about yourself?
Man, I'm feeling blessed, man. Be alive. You know, I'm back in the saddle. The dynamic duo is back on the team. Yeah, that's right. Let's get it.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Now, chili. You know, a lot of us so used to looking at homemade chili, tasting homemade chili, eating homemade chili from grandma, mom, or even if we cook it. Today, I want to start off before we get the episode rocking. There's two places I'm in the area and I want to find out which place that you would prefer getting chili from. Wendy's, which you see in the back window, in my rearview window there, or Crystal.
Well, I never ate chilies at Crystal's. We have a Crystal's in Rock Hill, South Carolina, but I never ate chilies there, so I don't know how it is. So I'm gonna go with the one I'm used to is Wendy's. I know Wendy's chili is the bomb, So you know you're not gonna go wrong with Wendy's chilies. But you know,
Okay.
if you want to go and I don't know if you ate the chilies at the other place, Crystals or not, but you know, if you have, that's good. If you haven't, maybe you might want to try it. Try something new.
All right, this is what we're gonna do today. I have made an executive decision. We're gonna try both today. Here's crystals right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
There's Wendy's. What I want to do
You got
first,
both.
yeah, got both. So when does they have their seasoning that comes with theirs in the pack?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got the crackers here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, gotta have the crackers.
Got the crackers. There the seasoning is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna show the seasoning right there. All right.
Mm-hmm.
This is the chili itself. Okay. Trying to keep from spilling it. All right. Mm. I can smell the seasoning in that there. And ladies and gentlemen, that's how the chili look. I'm not gonna turn it over too much because it'll spill. All right. What I'm gonna do with Wendy's, what I'm gonna first do is I'm gonna taste the chili without the seasoning. Packs that they give us. And then I'm gonna taste the crystal chili
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna compare it from there first. Then we're gonna put the packet in there and then we're gonna taste it again.
Right.
All right, one more time. Oh yeah, I can almost tell you what all they got in it. All right, they do have plenty of meat in it, if you can see it there.
More bless the food that he's about to eat today. You know, making it enjoyable. And I'm not saying, amen. There you go.
He do gave the honors, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot that time. I gotta taste it again. That's without the seasoning.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and try.
Mm-hmm.
They have their crackers also. No seasoning pack, just crackers. Okay.
Maybe they blended theirs in already.
I can smell their seasoning as well. Let's try this and see. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get one more
Wendy's,
spoon.
Wendy's, 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 Wendy's.
And
I'm going for Wendy's.
you'll be
I'm
able to
voting
look
for
at my
Wendy's.
face. You'll be able to look at my face to tell the difference. You're gonna know who the winner is. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Excuse me.
I haven't even put the packets in this yet.
Wendy's.
We already got a
Yeah.
winner. We already
Yeah.
got a winner. We got
Can't
Wendy's.
go wrong with. We can't go wrong with
Now,
Wendy's chili.
now I'm gonna do something different. Since Chili didn't have what it takes. I mean, not Chili, but Crystal didn't have what it takes to take out Wendy's. I'm gonna use some of this. See what it's gonna do for that chili.
Mm.
You see, and if it don't make a difference, Y'all know you better not get no chill over there from Crystal. All right, let's do it like that there. I just put the pack in it. I'm stirring it up. That's some nasty chili.
The seasoning is different.
I put the seasoning in it. It didn't help it, ladies and gentlemen.
Because the seasons that they already have in their chili, you try to blend the chili seasoning from Wendy's into the chili seasoning from Crystal's that's already inside the Crystal chili. It probably this over, it didn't mix right. Like oil and water don't mix, so that doesn't mix. It's like oil and water. That's probably why it tastes nasty.
I tried to cheat the system. I tried to cheat for Crystal, but it didn't work. So, ladies and gentlemen, we done did the taste test of Crystal versus Wendy's. Wendy's is the winner. Now, I'm gonna put it up. I'll eat this a little later on. We already know how it tastes with the seasoning in it. I'm gonna put some of this seasoning in here. It did make it taste different, but just like he said, it couldn't overcome the overpowering taste that it already had in that mixture there, in that bowl of chili there, like somebody decided they wanted to go on vacation at the Bahamas. All right, now we're gonna try this here. That's on point. So we already know who the winner is. I just wanted to taste it without the seasoning versus with the seasoning.
Hey.
I tried to give Crystal a chance, they just couldn't do it. So that's that on that, ladies and gentlemen. George, it's been a minute for us to be together once again for an enjoyable season of this year. I want to ask you about, you've been going on channel, tagging everybody with hashtag new beginning. I would like for you to talk to us about that today.
Okay. Well, how like people will say like New Year's resolution, I was thinking, this came in my mind, new beginning, because when people say like New Year's resolution, they want to try to do something better for themselves, try to set goals and things like that. So new beginning means, just reflecting on stuff that happened in 2024 and what you're going to do to personally, set goals to personally that you could accomplish, Some people might say a mission. So it's the same kind of concept,
Right.
I've seen people saying their own way of saying new beginnings without saying new beginnings, but it's all the same concept, trying to see what they could do better. And, as a community, what we could do as a community to make our community better than how it was in 2024. 2025, it didn't start out great, because of two major incidents that happened. Well, three actually. The first two, one was in Louisiana. Everybody know that a military vet mauled out a bunch of people and everything in the street. Then he tried to do a shootout with the cops and got himself killed. The other one was in Vegas. A bomb. Found out that person killed himself prior to the bomb went off. So already on New Year's Day, 2025 started out on a rocky note. After that, not too long after that, a few days after that, we know LA had all the fires. People People lost lives in the fire. Lost a lot of momentums and stuff in the fire, lost their homes and everything like that. From
Mm-hmm.
people who have money to people who barely, scraping by, but they had stuff. Now it's gone. There's people still missing that they don't know. In that. So 2025 already started out, you know, on a rocky note. By looking at these disasters that happen and incidents that happen in a negative way, it's trying to turn something in a positive way. There's things that happen in the community. Everybody already knows things that happen in the community in 2025 also, you know. But I'm not gonna really get into it unless you want to. But the thing is, I see like we gotta try to look to see what is more important to all of us, you know, as a personal, for your personal self, and then as the community that we're in, Do you want this community to go down the tubes, or do you want it to strive? New beginnings would be, helping newer content creators who are struggling, helping people out, with things, people, you know, um, with the gig work we have. That's what we're here, we're drivers, you know,
Mm-hmm.
setting awareness, seeing, letting everybody be aware of certain things, because even though a lot of markets is market dependent a lot of time, but decision making happens. But there's things that are very, very similar that is in any market, like traffic, In a way, I'll go just in case somebody say, yeah, like big cities, the traffic is crazier than like a suburb or maybe country, but you're still going through a lot of traffic. And then everybody had to change the season and stuff, like now it's the winter time. So a lot of northern states and all that, all got the snow and all that, it's all cold. Some of the southern states are getting that cold, and they don't really get that crazy cold like that. So those states that's not really equipped to handle those colds now are getting those colds. So a lot of things are changing with Mother Nature themselves. So we gotta adapt, learn to adapt, and look out for each other. You know, communications would be good. We got these people who do ride-alongs. That's good. So then you have a place, during the day, so you won't feel alone. You know, that's what a lot of content creators did with these ride-alongs that I felt that they did. They use these ride-alongs to help, with the community that people could actually go to, so they don't feel that by themselves and they can actually talk to somebody. So that's actually cool. Some just did it more than the others. Like they made little, like we have here live streams, and we actually, put people on a panel. But some just do the ride along, and then they read the chat and engage that way, which is also good. You know, and then other people, later on in the day or the evening, they have a night stream. So people gather too, just to unwind for the day. You know,
Right.
it helps with the stress release with those things. That's what I like about the nighttime stream sometimes too. You
Mm-hmm.
know, because when you're so stressed out during the day, then you can have some place to lounge around or something and just chill and just get that stress. Or talk about your day, talk about something else.
Right.
Just chop it up. That's how the community was doing a lot of times. But then a lot of stuff happened and changed. But hopefully, we could see and try to get a lot of that negativity out. Let's come together because we all have a goal is to do our families, help our families and help ourselves,
Right.
to strive, do something better for us. Some people using this as a stepping stone for something great, moving on to other things, to the business life and stuff like that. Other people, till they can find another W-2, they're using this to keep going. That's smart
Mm-hmm.
too, because what happened to that W-2 or whatever.
Okay.
And other people like me, I'm using this so I can give to back to my community that I'm in. I help that helps people. I see people who are don't have no legs and they order Doordash, Uber Eats, or whatever.
Right.
They wheelchair bound, and they need supplies and food. They don't have
Mm-hmm.
no car because they can't, some of them can't drive and stuff. They don't have no
Right.
car, so they use these services
Right.
and stuff, and they using what they get. Some of them live on a fixed income, so you can't always, even though they do the service, sometimes they might not have that much money to maybe do a tip. Maybe you got to do that on consideration. Yeah, when you use the service, yeah, it'll be good to tip because you're using the services, but you got to understand sometimes people depend on that situation. I go to a lot of areas that people don't go to,
Mm-hmm.
and I see things, and I help them out. Some people, can't even see.
Right.
I went to one guy was blind, and then they had a caregiver there,
Mm-hmm.
and the caregiver answered the door so I could have the medicine too. They had some other problems, but they had some medicine answer. But the person couldn't see. The
Mm-hmm.
person wanted to talk to me and say, "Oh, I can't see you. Can you speak up?" So I spoke up to the person and stuff, and then he listened to my voice and he came to the door and he shook my hand, wanted to talk to me and stuff. And he was feeling my face because that's how they communicate to feel how you are, that's to see. That's how they can see. Then when you feel your face and stuff, your body, they get some kind of image in their head because they can't see. He didn't attack me or nothing. He was just trying to talk and stuff like that. And then, it made his day. We was talking for a little bit. He was a vet. He ended up being a vet. We was talking about some, military stuff, and he was happy to have somebody to talk to. So sometimes it just depends on what's going on. Everybody has their own way of doing things, but there are people who are that kills it for a lot of people. You gotta watch them too. Just gotta just know and have your gut. So that's
Okay.
all. That's all I gotta really say. Like I said, I'm not gonna really get into all that other stuff unless you want to. The
Well,
2025 thing that happened, if you want to, you can, but that's all I got to say about that. I think that was important to say what I want to say there.
okay, I
So,
appreciate that on what you was talking about a new beginning. We will be talking about what you talking about in another episode. And the blind person that you was talking about, I just got through dropping off a delivery to a blind man today. He did
mhm,
exactly what you talking about. He touched the cup at the top, and he was listening to the voice, feeling the vibrations of the voice to try to get an image in his head of who the guy was that was delivering his food. I
mhm,
told him, no, sir, go ahead and grab it from the bottom because you got a cup holder there. And he
mhm.
grabbed it from the bottom. He said, is this all of the order? I said, no, sir. You also got the rest of the order as well. Even if I had been a dishonest person, he would have known he had more than just some drinks. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So we got to be mindful because we think someone have a disability, and for instance, their eyes is closed, but all the other senses of awareness is there.
Mhm.
You see, they more sensitive in hearing, touching, smelling. You hear what I'm saying? All the other senses that God gives them, they utilize that, and it's more at a higher aspect than it normally is when we have our eyes and everything intact.
Right.
So, in this Grubhub challenge that I've been doing, I know you've been doing it as well, and I've been discovering, especially today, this will be the second week getting ready to do Grubhub Premier as a Grubhub Premier tier driver. A lot of drivers don't admit when they make mistakes. We blame it on the app. We blame it on other drivers and super saturation and all this. But all of these other variables are definitely happening. That wasn't the case with me. My situation was bad decision making. What I mean about that is when I looked at the app, I knew I had pre-scheduled. for the day. I didn't actually turn it on until it was time for me to get started. Now, my favorite go-to spots I like to go to, I didn't make it there today because I wasn't there at the time my schedule took place. I often use a scenario of a fisherman analogy in this business here. The mistake I made was I was still trying to put all my lures and all my best lures in my tackle box, right? The fishing hole is over there. The fish only bite in 15 minutes. I spent most of that time trying to get my equipment together. Then when I go over there, the fish has stopped biting. In the Grubhub region, I can't show it because I'm using the phone today. In the Grubhub region, you have districts within the region, right? Okay. If you're not in the right region to get the orders you want to get, you in a different district trying to get to that district in your region. Well, I'm not trying to have any dead miles. It's good and dandy, but it put me in a position to where I didn't get any good orders. I got a hit. It didn't take me north, it took me west. I came back towards the east, went north again. Got another hit to me south. A lot of times we put ourselves out of position due to the decision making I made. And I didn't make any money in them 2 hours because it was my fault not to have the fault. This is what I have also discovered in my market, and I want you to be able to give me a little bit of feedback on it. And if anybody in the live chat want to give some feedback, we talked about talking civilized conversation, ladies and gentlemen, on this show. Civilized conversation. Now, if you're the type of person that like drama and everything, maybe you need to find them other channels or get with me. I give you the links to them other channels. How's it going, Red? How you doing this evening? This afternoon. So making that bad decision hurt me to where I made less than $20 in 2 hours. Decision making. I waited too late to get to my favorite spot. Now, if I had been already there in my favorite spot like an hour prior to my schedule, which I have done that before, I was banking. These are the things we have to know and learn as we do these apps and overcome the mistakes that makes it may be in other people's market too. I want to do an episode. I got a title for it. I'm not going to share today because I might change that title. But due to my experience, a lot of the mom and pop shops, they got rid of the brother. There's at least 20 in my market that I know of. I was with you on a ride along. I went to east and west. And those that are from the Memphis area, you go to Germantown, you happen to get an order from east and west, you already know that through my experience that Grubhub, they no longer use Grubhub, but you can still go there. And when you go there, be sure to verify with them. They're going to tell you. They don't do it, then you got to let them know. What's up, Mike? How's everything going? We're glad to have you today. So have you experienced like that market some of these merchants telling you they look at you strange when you come in to get a Grubhub order. They have to turn the tab and then they tell you the last time we saw a Grubhub order was last week, last month. I would like to hear your perspective, and the audience would like to hear your perspective today also.
Well, when I was doing Grubhub one time, I went to Firehouse Subs, and apparently Firehouse Subs in my area. Not saying all Firehouse Subs now, just in my area. I'm not sure about the other ones, and other states. They said that they're having trouble with the Grubhub orders coming to their device or whatever, system they have. They might not have a tablet, but they might have some kind of system that they connected to. They have to actually see the order and then they punch it in to their system, and then they order and then they make the food. So that's the only time I had experience with Grubhub. Was from Firehouse Subs, but I haven't had the experience he had yet in my market. I'm not saying it's not out there. I just haven't had that experience yet. So
That's understandable. That's understandable. I want to know if any other drivers that do Grubhub have the experience that. Maybe the first thing I need to consider is majority of the Grubhub or drivers that does Grubhub app usually or multi-app. I can speak from my experience. I didn't use it as a full-time app. I used it as a filler app to fill in. I didn't care about my ratings. I just would keep them mediocre or borderline to where I thought I was still safe. But majority of the time, I didn't care too much about my rating. I had met drivers in this city here 3 weeks ago. It's 15 of them. Their ratings as far as offer commitment, 15%. No, let me take that back. 15% on the scheduling, 0% on offer commitment. I'm trying to figure out how they still getting orders. Because when I was that low, orders were passing me by. So we do have 15 of them in my area. All flock to that one water pool where the fish are fishing. And all of them. So you may have one or two out of the bunch that might get higher paying orders. But I know through my experience, they're not getting them large orders. Now, the question was asked to me between the difference of Premier and Pro, how many large orders was you getting on the Pro tier versus the Premier tier? I have gotten more large orders on the Pro than I have the Premier. But I've been doing Pro longer than Premier. So I still got some more research. I still got a journey to continue. The secret of using this app, I believe, ladies and gentlemen, is what you discover. The decisions that you make, how it affects you in your market. How many drivers or multi-appers that utilizes the Grubhub app? How many Premier drivers are actually in your area? You're not going to know the exact number, but you could have an idea of where they shop at the most. Okay? Your Pro driver. Are drivers more safer, feel more safer if they're on the Pro level than Premier? So it takes a whole lot of work to get there and to maintain there. And what do you think about that? You've done it in the past, and it was real lucrative back then, the pandemic, even before the pandemic. And what would be your perspective with your experience in your market doing before the pandemic during the pandemic and what you're doing now with this challenge?
Well, before the pandemic, um, there wasn't a lot of drivers on it and stuff, so I was getting like a lot of orders. They also did a program in Colombia, and they was picking the elite drivers. I was one of them. They asked. There was a few others, and what they wanted to do was they wanted to bring large orders to a lot of in Colombia. So what they did was they gave us all these bags. We went to a spot to meet up with the people because they wanted to do pictures, but we needed all the large order bags, catering bags and stuff. So they gave them to us so we could do the case study for them.
Mm-hmm.
Then what the case study was about was they would order a whole bunch of food from
Okay.
different restaurants. A lot of them was mama papas, but some was little chain restaurants. But most of them was mama papas. They wanted to see how long we get to the restaurant once we get the order, because they could see it. How long it takes for the order to be made, we pick it up
Right.
and bring it back.
Right.
And then what they also wanted to do is they take pictures. So they take certain things out of the order and showcase it and take pictures of it and then showcase it. So that's what they did. During the pandemic, a lot of people went on there. I stayed from Grubhub when the pandemic and went to Instacart. I went to the shopping apps. They were more productive for me, and it was a lot of orders coming through with high payouts, and you didn't find not even a quarter of the stuff they had on there because everybody was, frankly grabbing everything they can. So a lot of the shelves
Right.
were empty all the time. But you get high payouts. So a lot of people went on that. When people got foregone off their jobs and stuff, they also went on Instacart Shipt. Walmart Spot wasn't that popular yet, so it was Instacart and Shipt. So I was bouncing back and forth. So at that time, my wife and I, we were tag teams, so we needed supplies too. So we would both go out. She would do shopping for us while I was doing shopping for the customer. Now I try to get the food and supplies that they need because I understand it. So I'm not going to just like go out there and say, okay, I got a few items and do that. I try when it was new. It was hard to get in touch with the customer. The customer don't answer the phone and things like that. So a
Right.
lot of the stuff I just, refund. So then at least I know that they're not going to get charged for what they asked for and they don't have it.
Right.
So during the pandemic, I switched from that to Instacart and Ship. After the pandemic was over, I started doing Grubhub again, but I was doing a lot of off blocks. And I was getting a little clientele. So a lot of my clientele would then give me cash tips. So I would get a lot of cash tips, clientele. And then I get new people that didn't tip at first, but then I ended up
Mm-hmm.
getting them back. And it seems like my area, they split it up in the regions. I used to be from one side to the other, all the way from like Columbia, and I could go all the way to like Irma and Shaping and stuff. Now, some people who live here would know those places I'm talking about. So,
Right.
you guys do. But anyways, now they broke it down in different areas. So I'm stuck in this one area that I showed you before,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not too bad. But it's right by my house, so I don't have to like leave my house to get an order. So I was like, I'll sacrifice driving to another area because I will have to ask them to move me to that area,
Right.
and then I'll move there. So I'll just stay there because I have other apps. So when I did that, when I get the new clientele that was
Okay.
repeated clients and stuff, they would start tipping. So
Right.
I was doing good with a lot of tips. I
Right.
don't get tips, big giant tips. I like a few dollars, but sometimes I get big tips. You
Okay.
know, it's just the luck of the draw and how people are giving. When they get their big checks and stuff, A lot of times, that's when they do a lot. I'm talking about the IRS checks coming and everything, so they got that extra money to spend. I get a
Right.
lot of good tips and stuff like that.
Okay.
Um, they do in the fall time. They do give a lot because they really into the football. See, we got a college town here, so there's a lot of colleges and stuff. So football is the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the University of South Carolina is the main thing in Columbia. You know, the South Carolina Gamecocks. So
Right.
when you look them up on the Google and stuff, you'll see all kinds of stuff about the Gamecocks this and Gamecocks that. Their rival is Clemson, Clemson University up in Clemson, South Carolina. That's their
Right.
rival uh, university. But they have
Okay.
all the other colleges, smaller colleges, and things like that. You know, HBCUs and all that stuff. They have all those colleges too that do football. So football in the fall time's real good. So I get tips because everybody's giving and stuff like that. And then when it'll start slowing down a little bit because then they start doing for whatchamacallit, the holiday season. So they want to go out there and order all their stuff on Amazon or whatever. But now it's gonna start picking up because January, it's usually a slow month. January and some parts of
Right.
February, then it starts picking up. So I'm using that now because Grubhub was always the app that I always went to. Grubhub was my first app, not a W2 app. My Squad was a W2 app. My first non W2 app was Grubhub.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I always had Grubhub as my number one app. So I'm gonna try to do Grubhub again as my number one app. So it changed. So I got to get used to the new change and stuff like that. So and what I mean change is not this, the app change is the
Right.
personality of the customers.
Right.
What they go for, they got so much more that they could choose from than they did
Right.
in the past. So that's what
Uh-huh.
also affects each app. Just like you buying a car. You
Okay.
got this car. You could go over here to the Chevy dealer, look at those cars. You could go over there to Subaru, look at those cars, and so on. So they got the same thing now. So you got so many things to choose from.
Right.
So that's why a lot of times, like some, like you were saying, possibly, like when you were saying about your market, a lot of the small businesses and stuff, they're closing Grubhub out because a lot of people probably don't use Grubhub as much because they got other apps and they probably offer all kinds of discounts and things like that. So to
Right.
lure those customers over there.
Right.
So when you're not getting service or not, then they're gonna have to do something about it to keep them surviving. Either get
Right.
the other apps, or hopefully that's what they did, and then they can just get rid of GovHub. So that's probably what they did. That's probably one of the reasons why when you were saying earlier that some of them, are not having GovHub, diners, order from them because and they're not getting too many. So that's what I am right now. And I did look. I am full right now. I
Mm-hmm.
missed by 1%, but I already have some scheduled blocks starting Wednesday and Friday. So I'll be back up to Premiere. I'm only 1% below 94. I'm at 94, supposed to be 95. I think it's I have to look at it again. It's the first one. I can't remember what the first one is. I'm using my phone, so I can't actually get to it. But whatever the first one is,
Offer
on your
commitment
stats,
on the
yeah,
top
I'm 1%.
commitment.
Yeah, yeah, I guess that's one of those. I'm 94 and I'm supposed to be 95. So I'm right there. Everything
Offer
else
commitment.
is 95 and 100. So I'm good to go on those two. So I'll be Premiere again. So
No
that's
time.
where I'm at right now. Yeah,
No
that's where I'm at
time.
right now.
So it was vice versa for me a couple of weeks ago where you was Premier and I was pro, and it was a water. They came to me like it was $19.23 for 33 miles. I rejected that order, lost 2 points. It put me under. You know, it was taking me all the way from where I stay all the way downtown, almost right there where the bridge is. You know, as you can tell, we still do our declining order, rejecting
Mm-hmm.
order. We just got to be more selective on where we go, hoping that we don't be caught in them boundaries in certain districts in our region. The difference between your region and my region larger. And I noticed what you said earlier about when they made the change in the region. It hurt me. They took DeSoto County away from me and gave me Arkansas. Yes, Arkansas. So
Mm.
when I get orders sometimes in Memphis going into Olive Branch, it's dead after that. That's good. That's good, Mike. You're doing some editing and stuff while listening. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I'm working on stepping my game up on doing editing too. So I'll be also doing some experimenting and practicing on honing my skills in editing videos that I want to edit to a certain level. So you grow and learn, but you got to put in the work in order to do that and have the time to do it with a relaxing mind. I appreciate that. I appreciate that there you are mentioning that. And fine tuning them skills, that's what we're working on. And speaking on fine tuning them skills, we also are doing what I'm going back to doing, when I'm cornbread myself was doing, was food review. A lot of people said, much as you eat, you need to be doing food reviews. They right. I eat at a lot of places, ladies and gentlemen. I do eat at a lot of places. But in the food reviews that I will be doing, starting out doing, I would like to be able to do a comparison like we did today. We did a comparison with Wendy's chili versus Crystal chili. And I
Mm-hmm.
believe everybody already know who the winner is on that one. I did a comparison with Sway versus Catfish. Check out my shorts, you'll see it there. You know, we're going to be comparing probably like Lotta Burger versus Whataburger. You know, a
Mm-hmm.
comparison like that. You know, those and many other extra things we will be doing on this channel, myself and Hulk Smash. I can't spoil it for you right now, but you can kind of see some of this stuff going on. What is he doing? Those are some of the things we're doing. We're going back to what I first started out doing that a lot of people don't know about. But once again, with Grubhub, the region was taken away from me. You know, I'm losing a lot of money not being able to work the DeSoto County region. You know, a lot of the personal business I had to take care of, family business I had to take care of is in DeSoto County. And if I still had that in my arsenal, I could easily make $150, $175 every single day, even if it's slow. When it's slow, you're going to have to go into certain areas, you know, that other drivers not going in. Just like when today the fish crappie not biting over here today, and bass is not biting, but they might be biting 15 miles down the road over here. So it's kind of scattered out on how everything is. And my market is super saturated. 98.9%, maybe higher, drivers here are multi-hours. Even people that's moving out of town coming here, multi-hours. Doordash probably 3 times more saturated than drivers multi-hours. So you got to kind of get the feel of what's going on. Coke is coming out with a new orange cream soda. Goes on sale on February 10th. You can review that. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I will do that because you requested, my brother. We definitely gonna do that. That's February the 10th. keep me posted on. I'm gonna put that on my calendar itinerary right now. I just got through trying a cream soda in there in Wendy's. I didn't like it, but yeah, I did the cream soda test with Dr. Pepper, and I would like to see what Coke got with that orange cream soda as well.
Yeah,
That'll
I
be
like
something.
cream soda. I love cream soda, so I definitely want to try that. Thanks, Mike.
Appreciate him on that there. And that's another thing we want to do more of. When you have requests for us to do things, we want to be able to do those things that you would love to see. That's one step that Coke and myself was talking about this morning. You know, in the percentage of, I might as well go ahead and spill the tea a little bit. I know I'm changing the subject, but I'm gonna spill the tea a little bit. Sometimes you have to change the subject a little bit. Once people start engaging, that is the conversation. So when you engaging and people giving you the conversation, that's what we need to talk about. So yeah, we was talking about why a lot of content creators channels they feel like they being shadow banned. From my experience and my opinion, I'm gonna use my subscriber count for an example. 1,400 subscribers. 1,200 of them subscribers are inactive. How do you know that? Through my case study on my channel analytics. Okay, if you got that many subscribers that are inactive, and these subscribers is like, well, we're not trying to watch the channel anymore. You know, YouTube give out, you know, notifications on the recommendation of these channels. And they might say, well, I don't want to look at the content anymore. And then they answer them questions. So sooner or later, they don't see your content anymore. When you have that many people saying, well, we don't want to look at that anymore, we're more entertained in the sports section, hair section, investment section, real estate section, you know, they may be looking at some other content. They want to put more time in, but they still subscribe to your channel. Inactivity that's on your channel, ladies and gentlemen, is just like dead branches on that tree. It's not going to produce fruit. Producing fruit, we already know, is the engagement of the audience. Okay, so YouTube follows the algorithm. The algorithm is the audience. So a lot of times content creators think they are shadow banned. Actually, you going through the inactivity that goes on your platform. Even the bigger channels that has 100,000 subscribers, they may have no more than 10,000 views. Sometimes 20, sometimes 30, sometimes 50 when they go viral for 10,000 views. Out of 10,000 subscribers, there's some inactivity going on towards their channel. You see, so that's where a lot of small content creators, and I'm not an expert, just sharing my experience, you have slumps and trends doing different seasons, the type of content that you're putting out there, doing different seasons and stuff. So people be engaging in a whole lot of different things and consuming a whole lot of different things that may take their interest more than just maybe the channel you got going on. So I just wanted to share that tidbit of experience there. That's the reason why I said that it's more important that if you want us to, you know, talk about conversation, address a video on that, we want to be able to go back to that type of stuff too. You know, I did Grand Slams of the Week. You know, got to start back doing Grand Slams of the Week. You know, highlighting the best comments or the comments that intrigue us. Do a video on it. Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation about it. Let's be civilized enough to have a grown folks conversation about it. It's all right to disagree. We can disagree without conflict, but you know, things that we are interested in, the community is interested in, the viewers that interested in, that sign up for your channel in the first place.
Mm.
Go ahead, Hulk.
Oh,
I caught him off guard.
No, no, no. You didn't cut me off guard. It's basically, basically you saying, like we want to have more engagement with our viewers, and that's what you say, and we want more input from you guys, like Mr. Mike said about the soda, the cream soda. You know, another person said to us, they want to see that watermelon we did the first time, the Doordash. They want to see stuff like that from us. So we're gonna listen to our audience. That's the main thing, and put it into our show because you see, you guys make the show. Believe it or not, you guys make the show. We don't make the show. We just bring the show to you, but you guys are actually want to make the show. We can say one topic, and then all of a sudden, you guys want to talk about another topic. Hey, that's what's interest at the time. So that's what this new beginning of this show's doing for. Is having more, listening and getting ideas from you guys to help the show be more productive and more enjoyment for you guys because you guys come and watch us. So that's why. That's what he's basically saying in a nutshell. So
And we are very thankful for all our viewers that take
mhm.
time out of their busy schedule from different shows they look at to come by and watch us. Thank you, and we thank you again. Let me roll that one up a little bit. But yeah, I will be going back to food reviews due to a request that came from different viewers in the past. I'm glad I got to listen to you guys today. We glad that you came on board today and gave us a concept idea that the viewers want to see. And we're gonna do that February the 10th when it's coming out. Coke got a cream soda coming out. I'm interested in tasting that, and I might have another cream soda to compare, or several cream sodas to compare the taste with as well. George and myself, we will do that there, and that's a great idea. You know, it brings flavor to the recipe and make that entree or meal of content that we publish that you want to consume, want to enjoy. That's what we're working on. So we're working on all of them areas, as well. So there's a lot of things we will be doing, and I'm gonna say it a little early. I know George's gonna frown on it a little bit because I supposed to have kept it a little hush hush. But regardless of me being a DoorDash driver or not, I am gonna still have the March Madness challenge. I got other apps. It may be Grubhub, it may be Deliver That, it may be Deliver, it may be a mystery app. But I will do a March Madness challenge. And y'all know I get a little arrogant about them March Madness challenge, a little cocky, so to speak. But it's all in having fun and enjoying the challenge, and you're getting excitement and stuff without insulting people. We don't want to insult people when we do these challenges. And this will be the third one for the third year. I've been called out
That's right. You've
on
been called out.
on these challenges here. I was called out last year, but the two individuals didn't quite understand what this challenge was about. So we kind of forfeited that one because it wouldn't have been fair. They didn't know what type of challenge it was, and I went ahead with them and mopped the floor with them, so to speak. So I've been called out this year.
Mm.
Before I say who it is, Howard tried me last year. There's other drivers out there, ladies and gentlemen, that I done did challenges with behind the scenes. I hadn't lost the challenge yet. It might be my first one. I'm getting ready to lose. And we have Hook Smash over there, ladies and gentlemen. He said, you know what, brother? I think it's time for you to have another challenge. We need to keep that challenge going. You know, the March Madness challenge. Do you have anybody to challenge you this year? And I told him no. I'm gonna let him finish the rest of the story for me though. Go ahead, Hawk.
Basically, I just challenged them. I said, since you don't have nobody, you talking a lot of smack. Let's go. You know, let's do it. You want to talk all that smack? Let's put up. Let's just put it up now. That's what I'm saying. You know, I love when I have challenges with Brad. We talk a lot of smack and good fun. So we do a lot of bantering, but a good taste.
Yes.
I want to see what you got. I want to see what you got.
Yeah, a lot of people definitely want to see what I got since I don't have Doordash now. But if I put out the content that we have put out about Doordash, imagine what type of content we would put out on Grubhub. Imagine what type of content we would put out on Deliver That or any other apps that we utilize here between me and this brother right here, Hook Smash. You know, I'm a Navy vet. I'm easily to get bored. I gotta keep something sometimes to keep me intrigued without the drama, even though I done been there before as well. You know, the new beginning is being able to, you know, bring some joy in the atmosphere, peace in the atmosphere, where people can enjoy each other again. You know, the best way that we know how. We're not perfect, but the best way that we know how. You know, in what we're doing. And whether win, lose, or draw, it doesn't really matter. But then it do matter. But we know that the journey that continues, that we embarking on these challenges, that's going to help other drivers out here. You're going to be able to engage. You're going to be able to understand. You're going to be able to relate. You're going to be able to resonate. Grubhub has a lot of problems going on right now. You know, they done changed company management and all of that. They've been bought by one. I see some things Grubhub needs to fix with the app. One thing, custom. How can they bring customers back to the platform? That'll make drivers want to drive again for that app. You know, you're going to have to, first of all, start back targeting what type of clients you're going to have. You know, interacting with other franchise that your competitors are dealing with higher end restaurants is more of those you're going to have to do. I'm just speaking about my market. I don't know about all the other markets. Is they having the same issues, the same problems like my market is having? But we can share that and we can talk about it. You know, it's been slow. Grubhub, when it's hot, you better be on the block. When it's not, you might as well get on another app. It's just as simple as that. Timing is everything with Grubhub. Being at the right place, the right time, being Johnny on the spot, or beat Johnny to the spot is very, very crucial in this market I'm in. You see, so we got to see is there's myths or truths about these programs that we talking about. Premier. I done got these hard off the Pro from May to August, almost to September. Okay, just recently got on Premier, hadn't been on it long enough. I've been at Pro, had Premier status, but in the black letters it says Premier. So we want to see, will we get those orders when they are available? And then see what the benefits and perks is on these different tier programs and how drivers can be able to, when they have challenges, how you do your decision making, right? Versus when it's slow, versus when it's hot, versus when the odds up against you. Do you panic? And when you panic, do you make good decisions? When you're thirsty, do you make good decisions? When you desperate, do you make good decisions? When you know you got to get out there and try to make it, this type of money to pay the bills, how does it affect your profitability? Same way with multi-app. You got to know how to multi-app. And I'm not going to go through that today because there is advanced information out there that I know I'm not going to give at this moment. But we will be talking about multi-app. You see, one of the challenges that I want to do is the original challenge. And I think we got 3 more. Huck will be telling people more about it in up and coming episodes. Had a great idea, great concept. You know, he came to me, you know, he put it like, I'm going to paraphrase because this is how I received it. And it was a good thing. You got a great idea, D-Rail, but let's make that idea better. Let's make it better. Good idea, but let's make that idea better. Same thing that I want to get from the audience and viewers. Great idea, but I got an idea that would enhance what you got going on, that will make it better, content better, you know, stuff like that. So that's the area and territory we're looking at right now. You know, the direction that we're moving in, and we having this journey together. You know, back to that March Madness. I don't know if we're gonna do it like a round robin. I don't know. Maybe viewers, y'all want to put some input on this as well. I don't know. But I know we're gonna have that $100 March Madness challenge on Grubhub. People gonna be like, you know, you're not gonna be able to do it like you did it with Doordash. True. But who says that it won't happen? When people tell me that it's impossible, in my mind, I think it's possible. Until I don't accomplish it, then I'll be able to say it's impossible. But here and here, I believe it's possible. If it's number one time. All right, Hulk Smash, you can elaborate more how you're going to mop the flow with me in this challenge here. I believe that this challenge that we're going to have going to be very interesting. Why I said it? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I got to hear you.
Well, part of the challenge is going to be we're going to do it in two ways.
Bingo.
One is we're going to go on blocks. I know we're an hour difference, but that's all right. We can still try to get the same type of block. I'll just start earlier. Like say, for instance, I'm an hour ahead of him. So if I start at 7, it'll be 6 for his time. So he just waits 1 hour after me, and then he starts his shift from 7. He just try to get the same shift. We try to get the same shift, but it'll just be an hour behind. He'll be just an hour behind on blocks. Then another one right after that, and it's only going to be like 3 or 4 hours. Then after that, we're going to be available but off blocks the same time, and then go from there. So then that way, we are getting orders right then and there. So we're gonna also see if what's the better order, on blocks or off blocks. At the same time, it's a case study we're doing, but at the same time, we're gonna see who's the better Grubhub driver. How we're gonna make decisions and stuff. And we're gonna have fun about it. So that's the Grubhub challenge we're gonna do. That's one of them. The other ones we're gonna talk about. We're gonna get the viewers involved. I had one with the viewers involved. Want to see if we could get a poll. You know, he wants the poll up, and we can have on the poll one person goes on blocks, one person goes off blocks. Okay, and the audience will decide. So it'll be two polls. Who do you want to go on blocks? They will have to go on blocks for 3 hours, 4 hours, something like that. They're gonna be short little things because we just want to get the audience involved too. The other one's gonna have to go off blocks. The time and the thing is the person who goes on blocks, the person who's off blocks cannot start until the person who's on blocks starts. That's the catch. Because the person who's off blocks could start any time. So it'll be only fair if that person who's off blocks, who's got to go off blocks, start the same time the person who is on blocks. And that'll be another challenge to see between us two. See, we're gonna test Grubhub out to see what it has to offer, and we're gonna report back to you. And
Right.
as we do that, you guys are seeing what's happening.
Right.
So then you'll get a view of what's going on with Grubhub and how Grubhub works and the insights. Then we're gonna, we're just having fun and stuff. He's gonna talk trash. Don't think he's not. He's very competitive though too. I could tell. He's just trying to act like he's not. Don't.
I'm humble. I'm humble.
He ain't gonna be humble. He ain't gonna be humble that day. He's gonna think I'm the worst person on earth. Watch, and he's gonna try to walk the floor with me. He's senior to me. In the military. He's my superior officer. So I got to report to him and stuff. He's senior, but you know how that is. He's gonna have to learn from the young buck how to work. But anyways, we're gonna have fun. We want you guys to have fun too. That's the other one. You see, he didn't even know about that challenge. I just made that up just now.
Nope.
I kind of bought it off of a challenge that I had earlier from something else. And I just made it up in my head and put it on there just now for you, for the audience, just now. Just that quick.
Yep.
So he didn't even know. I could saw his face. He didn't even know. He didn't know about that challenge. He didn't know about that challenge. I just made it up. But that's how we do.
Yep.
So.
Nope. But I know him. I know him.
Yes.
How he come up with
you know me. Yeah, you know me.
I kind of surrendered so I could still get that $100 March Madness challenge. So it's all good. I said, surprise me, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
And if he surprised me, he's gonna surprise you. So that's gonna be the beauty of the challenge. The time on the clock said we gotta roll. I gotta pick up my folks. But I enjoyed having him back.
Mm-hmm.
And he brings so much to the table. And I'm glad and honored to have him as a co-host. And with his creativity and his ideas and his concept strategies on how to do things for a show is great. Okay, Bravo Mike said, gig advice was the reason why I came to you 2 years ago. People are lucky to have you guys to show the newbies the ropes. Appreciate it so much. Appreciate it so much. We still have a lot to learn, and we still growing and maturing, and it keeps us humble for you to say that. So we're getting ready to roll out of here, and I'm going to play my theme song as well as we exit out. Any last words before we get ready to go, George? You do the honors.
This Be humble, you know. Be safe out there on the streets because you can't control the other person.
Right.
You can only control what you can do, and just take your time. If something says you gotta be there at a certain time, you know you ain't gonna be there. Don't worry about it.
Right.
I'd rather be late to a pickup or a drop off versus being in the hospital or 6 feet under.
I know that's the truth.
That's just my personally, and I hopefully everybody else will feel the same way. Because being late to a place, you still could go home with all your fingers and toes and your face as beautiful as it is when you woke up this morning. When you go back to sleep, when you go back home, your face will be the same way it was this morning. Hopefully, you know, nothing happens. And my
Amen to
last
that.
thing is God bless everybody, and we'll see you in the next video.
See you in the next video. Let's put our avatars up, my brother, as we play this exit music.
Take it to the streets. 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 Take it to the streets.
Peace. Take care, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you in the next episode.